I mean, I think the other thing I really liked about about the event was again, thinking about Rosaura and the fact that, again, I don't think it was necessarily an easy thing for her to put herself forward to kind of give a public talk about one of the pictures. But that she, not only did she do it brilliantly, but that also, she clearly took pride in it because she brought along a lot of her friends, some of whom, have never been here before, don't know this place, and they came along because they wanted to hear her share her story. But then, of course, they also got to hear everyone else's stories as well. And I think, we've talked a little bit about community and what community is in the context of this project. And I think one of the things that's been really brilliant for me, and one of the things I love about the events, is that in some ways the project started with us kind of making lists of people who we thought we might involve and approaching them kind of case by case, one by one. But the end result of it is that all those individuals with their individual connections to this place and to the collection have started to form, a kind of community amongst themselves, and people will have met other people who live in the same area as them, but who they've never encountered before, through both working together on this project. And I think that's been really nice too.
It is. It takes me back, also to the first of our parties when we had 4 women speak. And the fact that Maisie spoke, how amazing it is also to acknowledge that people who are just 3 or 3.5 have voice as well, and how rarely we make time for listening to voices of people who are so young. Therefore, they still develop what was there for them to say, and having at the same time Joan, who's 93. She will correct me now.
Yes, something like that.
And having the wealth of experience and her voice being heard, that's beautiful and totally different level of how there are connections between us that we do not acknowledge enough, because we live in these bubbles of which are defined through quite often age, and quite often through upbringing and class and gender and ethnic ethnic group we belong to. I don't know if that's the way to put it. So the fact that I feel like I'm hoping that with Walk and Talk we've also achieved that. We've kind of managed to go slash through some of those, or try to create bridges between those.
Definitely.
Kind of groups that how communities, how people are grouped. I think we're trying to open it up, problematize it a little bit more.